welcome to MS Gaming. I am of course Phoenix, and today we are going to be doing another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Guardian class cruiser, which was, I think, released just before Delta Rising, and I think it was put in the pack before Delta Rising came out, so if you got the pack, you also got the Guardian with it as well. Anyways, let us talk to Lieutenant Laurel, and let's get the skinny on the ship here. Now, let's go. There we go. So there we go. It is a cruiser, of course, and there we are. So, so a little bit about the ship. For bridge officer seatings, you have a Lieutenant Commander Tactical. You have a Lieutenant Engineering / Intelligence Station. You have an Commander Engineering Station, a Lieutenant Commander Science, and an Ensign Universal. For consoles, you have 4 Engineering, 3 Tactical, and 3 Science, which is a nice balance between the two. For weapons, you have 4 and 4 aft. You have a base hull at level 50 is 43,725, and at level 60 it's going to bottom out at 53,000. Mine is currently 50,813. Shield modifier of 1, a base crew of 1,100, base turn rate of 6, pulse modifier of 0.15, inertial rating of 35, and you get 4 device slots, which is common with the cruisers. In addition to all that information, you get +5 power to all subsystems. You get the cruiser communications array, which you have strategic maneuvering, shield frequency modulation, weapon system efficiency, and attract fire. You also get with it, as the ship progresses and levels, you get absorptive plating, rapid repairs, enhanced plating, armored hull, and desperate repairs, which is the starship trait that you can get with it. You also get a universal console, which is the particle conversion matrix, which we'll look a little more in depth once we get to the loadout. Next, we're going to just take a quick look at the design of the ship. Alright, so that's what I changed mine to, but we're going to look at, there's two types. There's type 1 and type 2. We're going to look at type 1 first. They're very similar. There are some minor differences, and so I'll just going to go through them quickly and go over it. So the saucer is kind of like a squished in egg. Excuse me. It's not a perfect circle like the Ambassador class is. Of course, at the back you have 3 impulse engines there. The top of the saucer is more convex, I believe. At the bottom, not so much. It's a little more flat. There is a bit of a curve here, and I think that's due to this where this light is, and this section right here, this weird chevron piece that's going on here. At the neck, you have this piece here. This kind of reminds me of the Excelsior class ship with the neck, just being rigid like this and layered, I should say. Not sure if the Ambassador had that or not. The deflector dish, don't ask me what, here, let's just reset this, zoom in there, there we go. Okay, so the deflector is quite wide, obviously, both in width and height here. It does curve. It's a nice, kind of like squished on the top of the deflector, kind of like a squished in circle, this part being squished here, this part being, holding everything here. The body, or the hull, I should say, is a nice, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not egg shaped, but it's nice and round. except for the sides here. It looks like there's some looks like molding or whatever, or pieces that come together like this, kind of like that. That's what it looks like to me. As tradition here, we have the bottom piece that goes down and kind of makes it look like a belly, like someone like me is getting. And then at the base of it, it curves nice and slowly upwards, and then flattens out near the back, where it is met with the top of the part of the hull here. And this is where the shuttle bay, I'm assuming, is. The back of the neck here, nice and let's try and get there. We go. It's a nice slope as well back here. Layered here. I think it's layered on the other version, but you have these little vents here. I don't know what those are for, if those are for anything. Then you have the staunches here, which is right here. Each side has 2 impulse engines to help it go. They sweep. They don't really sweep backwards. They don't really sweep forwards, but well, I guess maybe they do sweep forwards a little bit. They're most certainly wider once you get to the top here where the nacelle connects to it. And then it actually covers this piece right here. So the shuttle bays have a bit of a landing grace area here, right there, and it separates the top from the bottom in a sense. Now, the one thing I really scratch my head at, and just, and wonder what Cryptic was doing, is these little warp nacelles here. Like, to me, they don't make any sense. I can see if the saucer separated, if there was ever a saucer separation console with this, it would have these mini warp nacelles that would come out from either the top and the bottom or whatever. But back here, they're not needed because you have these. Now, the only thing I can think of is, if one of these or both these somehow get damaged, then you have the smaller ones to help it go. But I mean, I'm not a scientist or anything like that. I'm just a regular guy. So, I mean, I don't know. My thinking is these little warp nacelles won't even be able to get this thing to warp 1, maybe, if that. So, I don't like them. So on my version, they're gone because I don't like them whatsoever. So I mean, they're basically a mini little warp nacelle. You got the ram scoop, you got the piece that covers the ram scoop and the nacelle, and then you have the nacelle, which is clearly not covered. There's no plating or anything like that over it. Sorry for the sniffles, guys. I'm coming down with a cold, unfortunately. Hopefully this won't knock me out like last time it did. Let us continue on. So here you have the ram scoops here, and they're kind of separated by this piece right here. Not kind of, they are separated by this piece here. But I'm pretty sure behind it there's still more ram scoops there. And then you have the nacelle, nice. It's nice and rounded right here at the top here, and then it's nice and it's a little boxy, but there is some width to it. It kind of spreads out a bit and then comes back in a bit. You can just see it barely right there, and then at the back here right there as well. Now you can see the nacelle at the top here, at the side, and then at the bottom, but at the top here you got some plating here which mostly protects it. And then at the side here you can see just a little bit, there's more plating just to cover the side if it ever gets hit from the side. Hopefully that plating will protect the warp nacelle. And then on the bottom they have this piece here. I don't know if this is plating or what that is. They got a bit of a design going on here with it, so you can see a little bit of it. not much. And then at the back, no protection whatsoever, and you see the nacelle here is really exposed, and then it curves down to a point on the outer edge of the warp nacelle. So there's that. Alright, next let's go to the Guardian 2. Very similar. Right off the bat you see that there is no nacelles, which is a good thing because no one likes them. The nacelles here, the only difference here is this piece here, the middle piece that separates the ram scoops in half, is not present. And at the bottom here you see more of the nacelle here. And again, with the back, you see that the warp nacelle is very exposed there, and there's just two little small points that stick out just to protect it from the side, but not from behind. As you can see from the staunches, they sweep backwards, and they're a little set. They look like they're set forward, but in actual fact, they're moved back. I think that's just where the nacelles sit. Again, on either side you have two impulse engines, and there's no piece that goes behind here to give that little grace period for those shuttles if they have to come into emergency. You don't see them, so there's that. Other than that, there's really not much difference between the two. They're very similar in every aspect. There are some differences when it comes to the customization. So you can change the customization on the hull, on the outer nacelles, and on the staunches you can have, or that's the neck, sorry. So you can have the neck, and then you can have whatever staunches you want there. So you can have it look like that. So it looks a little bit like the other one, if that's how you want. This one here, here you can change the bumper, which is this piece right here. You can have it or none, and then it grays it out for some reason. That's an issue there. So you have to probably just click. Yeah, you have to do that, unfortunately. So just beware. I think that's a bug. So if you don't want it and then you want it back again, you might have to go out and then come back in or something like that and save what you currently have. Same with the inner nacelles. You can have them or not. So if you change the staunches here, there you go. So if you change them to the Guardian 2, you see that the warp nacelles are, the inner warp nacelles are a lot longer to match the staunches. But anyways, that is pretty much it. Oh yes, it does come with a Guardian pattern. So here, I don't know if it's gonna do anything here. Okay, so those are the inner nacelles. So let's see here. Let's take a look at the saucer. So I think the Guardian is very similar to. Okay, so there's the Andromeda. Oh, okay, so there's more black around the edging here along. Yeah, so that's the difference. I do like the Guardian pattern. I think it's really nice. By default, it comes with the Type 7. And then you have this upgrade version, which is just this, and you get no choice in anything. Everything is grayed out. I don't know if, again, that's another bug. Cryptic, if this is a bug, please fix, along with some of the other things here, like when you're changing the inner nacelle and the bumper for the Guardian Type 1. So just be aware of that. But if you can get rid of it by changing the type. Excuse me, guys. So I mean, you can change it that way, but I mean, it's I don't know. It kind of looks like Type 5. Let's see here. Let's take a look at Type 5. Okay, no, it's a lot darker than Type 5 and a lot lighter than Type 4. So it's kind of I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, that's that. So, okay, let's get out of there. Alrighty. So next is we're going to go up into space. We're going to take a little bit better look at the ship, and then we're going to go over my my loadout and whatnot, and traits and stations and all that fun stuff. And then I'll go over the Universal Console before we go into an STF. All right. Alrighty. Okay. So here's a bit of a closer look at the Guardian type cruiser. I think I covered everything mostly. Yeah, the neck here. I think I forgot to mention that this is more in line with the Enterprise D or the Galaxy class neck there. I prefer that over everything else than the other one, I should say. So yeah, there it is. Yeah, USS Guardian. Yeah, I have original names. All right. So that's that. So let's look at traits. So as you can see, I have all the space traits. This is the Starship trait. I have this one, which is Replicacy. Yeah, I can't pronounce this. I was trying to do this last night, and I still couldn't do it. Reciprocity. I totally butcher this. Oh God. Anyways, so when missed, minus 10% recharge time on intelligence and tactical bridge officer abilities, so that's pretty cool. For space reputation, I have probe feedback. When hit by directed energy attacks, you have a 10% chance to reflect 100% of incoming directed energy damage back at the attacker. So, and reflected damage is doubled versus Undine. And then Pro Field Generator. When suffering damage, 10% chance to reduce damage to shields by 5% for 15 seconds. This chance is doubled versus Undine. And enhanced armor penetration, 5% armor penetration. I believe that 5% does a lot of DPS. It really does. Thank you to the individual who told me about that. Omega Graviton Amplifier. So to target 2.5% chance, 751.4 connect damage with 100% shield penetration on directed energy attacks. Double damage versus Borg. 5% damage to trigger on torpedo and mine attacks. That really doesn't apply to me because I don't use torpedoes or mines. And then I have the biomolecular shield generator, which creates a level 57 biomolecular shield generator for 30 seconds. Following applies to allies in 2.5 kilometer radius. 813.8 shield regeneration per second, reduces damage to shields by 22%. So that's really nice. This is a ground ability, so that's why I'm not going over that one. And then I have the refracting Tetrion Cascade. So this is probably good if you're using Tetrion. It would increase the damage. It does come with a warning though. It says if the target sensors are scrambled or otherwise confused when it is hit with the Tetrion Cascade, the damage may bounce back to you or your allies. So if you're scrambled, don't use this. So it affects 5 foes max. It's got a 5-minute recharge, 3 kilometer sphere. So for the first one, it does 4,366.5 Tetrion damage, 14.6 DPS, and the next one does 63.3 to the second, 1,746.6 to the third, and the other stats are included with the other abilities that I have on. You get 2.4 accuracy penalty inflicted from a critical hit with crippling fire. So this is included with the Graviton Amplifier, so that helps increase some of the damage on there. So anyways, so that's that for stations. I have for the Universal, I have Engineering Team 1. For my Lieutenant Commander Tactical, I have Tactical Team 1, Beam Overload 2, and Omega Attack Pattern Omega. For the Commander Engineering, I have emergency power to engines, emergency power to weapons, reverse shield polarity, and the Aceton Beam 2. For the Lieutenant Commander Science, I have Hazard Emitters, Science Team, and Feedback Pulse. And I decided to do a small investment in Intelligence Officers. So I got them at the Earth Space Dock for like 204 dilithium, which is nothing. Which is actually like the cheapest thing you can get. And I was looking through them quickly, and I got Evade Tactical Lock, which does has a 10-kilometer radius for 1 second activation. Looks like 56.1 second recharge, so it's not too bad. To foe, disable for 1 second, minus 40% accuracy only versus user. That doesn't make any sense for 12 seconds. Untargetable for 1 second. A user cannot be targeted by mines, and targetable torpedoes for 12 seconds. So that's not too bad. And then I have Kinetic Magnet 1, 10-kilometer radius, 42.1 second recharge, minus 20 kinetic damage resistance rating for 10 seconds. While debuffed, all mines and targetable torpedoes within 5 kilometers of foe, they get confused, dragged towards the foe, and fragile effects ends prematurely after the foe takes 20,000 kinetic damage. So we're going to try it out. We're going to see how it goes. If anyone out there has Intelligence Officers and has suggestions as to what I should use, please let me know in the comment section below, and I will see what I can do, because I got 3 of them. I got one of each class, so that should help. So my loadout basically consists of anti-proton. So I have 3 beams in the front and a dual beam bank in the front as well. For the back, I have the kinetic cutting beam for the kinetic damage, the ancient omnidirectional beam array, and 2 anti-proton turrets, just for fun, let's say. For devices, again, I have the red matter capacitor and the subspeed field modulator, and then a shield and engine battery, just to fill up the gaps there. I have 2 neutroniums. One is 18.8 kinetic and energy resistance. The other one is 20 kinetic and energy resistance. I have the assimilated module, which helps with ship hull and I guess graviton generators, which don't really apply to me. Then for science, I have a field generator, which is going to give me 22.5% maximum shield capacity. I have the hydrodynamic compensator and the bioneural gel pack, which helps my ship's shield systems and 7% cooldown reduction on bridge officer abilities, plus 2 power to all subsystems. And for tactical consoles, I have all anti-proton. Unfortunately, I don't have them uniform, so I have this one as a Mark 11, and these 2 are Mark 10s. Unfortunately, these ones are only rare. This one's very rare, so I get plus was at 28.1%, and these ones are 24.4%. Overall, not too bad. Anyways, so that is it for my loadout. Need to go over the ship mastery things here. So the assertive hull plating, which is plus 25 kinetic damage and physical and kinetic damage resistance. The rapid repairs regenerates 859.4 hull, 1.5% of your current max every 3 seconds in space. Twice the amount is regenerated out of combat. So if you're out of combat, you can regenerate faster. The enhanced hull plating, plus 25 all energy and radiation damage. And armored hull, plus 10% hull hit points. And here is the trait, Desperate Repairs. When critically hit, grants 1 desperation counter for 120 seconds. At 3 counters, sell 5,000 shield regeneration applies once to each facing, plus 25,000 hull hit points. Prevents gaining desperation counters for looks like 60 seconds. Could be wrong on that. So that's that. Also, let's go over the universal console. I forgot. Oh my goodness, my brain's just kind of leaving right now. So what this does is the particle conversion matrix. Incoming energy damage increases own energy and exotic damage. Reduces damage to shields by 75% for 20 seconds. Incoming energy damage adds 10% energy and exotic damage. And that's 10% for each. So, and it can stack up to 10 times. So I'm not sure if anti-proton is considered exotic. I'm not entirely sure on that. That is something that I'm not familiar with. I would think it would be exotic because anti-proton is fairly difficult to get unless you use the reputation system. So, yeah, that is my loadout. Oh, completely forgot. I have the counter command deflector, hyper impulse engines, the injection warp core, and unfortunately I have the Mako resilient shields at this point. I'm trying to get this, so I'm working hard, or I'm not really working hard, but I am working on it slowly but surely. Unfortunately, I go at a snail's pace, unfortunately. So, but anyways, that is it for my loadout and my stations traits, and that's the ship mastery. So I think I've gone over everything. So we're gonna go and we're gonna go look for some trouble, and I'm gonna probably do Borg disconnect because that is usually the one that it seems to be the one that you can test your ships against the three biggest factions in the game at this point, and I think it's good to see. Anyways, I'm gonna pause the video, and then once we get into the instance, then I'll resume the video. Alrighty, here we go. So we got two over there, we got two over here, or one over here, and there's one guy over there. So oh, that kills. That's a cooldown. Darn. Adios, muchachos. Sweet aceness. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Let's get those shields back up. There we go. Oh, come on. Come on, guys. That could have been a disaster. Alrighty. So let's try this. Didn't hold out for very long, unfortunately. Alright, let's take on this Borg cube. Oh, no, 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 no. That was kind of cool. Whoa! I don't like it when they just like come right out of nowhere. Oh. Of course. I really dislike these cutscenes. Shoot. I don't know what the heck these guys think they're doing. I think they're just... I don't know what they're doing. They're not paying attention. Oh, hello. They're not even talking. Oh, I think one of them blew up. Wonderful. Go away, Borg ship. No one likes you. Oh, goodness gracious. goodness gracious, I got no shields. Need to get this frigate here. Oops. Oh, goodness gracious. This is not going very well. You know, I did this review last night, and I decided to redo it because I know a lot of you guys have complained about the person that sits behind me, and you know, that being too loud and everything like that. And I was about to redo it because, you know, the view I did last night just wasn't good enough, and just as I was about to start redoing the review again, they start talking very loudly yet again. So I decided to move into my spare room, or the guest room, which one you prefer, and so hopefully this I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing or not, but oh my goodness gracious. Whoa, hello. I need shields. Give me shields. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Alright. Give me shields, give me hull repair. And get that Borg out of my sky. Jeez Louise. So here's the conversion matrix. Get a nice little buff there. Oh, you know what? I could.
You will be eliminated.
I'm a complete and absolute noob. I forgot about this. Duh. This is why I fly escorts, right? Oh my goodness. See, this part I don't understand. You got 3 dreadnoughts attacking each other. Let them duke it out, and then mop up after. That makes sense to me. Apparently, people don't understand the term of waiting. If one, you know, if one decides to run away, that's when you hit them. Alright, let's go after... Oh, I hate it when the Voth are being dicks. That shield is up for way too long. Let's do the radiation thingy. Let's do the no targeting thing for a moment. So we didn't get the bonus thing. Yeah, you can leave me alone and not touch me. That'd be awesome. I don't know if we'll make it, but we'll certainly try. Alright, let's take on this Borg Queen here. Yeah, no touchy. It's kind of nice just spamming that. Ah, darn, we didn't get her in time. That's okay. I'm actually just happy I did not explode and go boom. Although appears I've come very, very close to that. Alright, so overall not a bad type ship. If you like cruisers, this is a very good cruiser. I find that the BOF seating is actually fairly well laid out, and the consoles itself are pretty decent as well. I mean, you have a nice balance of bridge officers and consoles. You usually don't get that. You usually get an imbalance in somewhere. However, I mean, it's a good ship. I mean, it is a cruiser, so it is slow to maneuver. It's not like a cruiser, or I mean, an escort, or maybe say a science type vessel that is, that's got some better turning and whatnot and speed. So I mean, the cruiser here is pretty much a nice little tank here. If you got 3,000 Zen to waste and you're looking at a cruiser, I would recommend the Guardian, probably over the Eclipse actually. And it's not just because it reminds me of the Ambassador class, it's just for bridge officer seatings and for consoles, it seems to be a lot better. Anyways, that is it for me. Thank you for watching. Live long and prosper, and as always, we'll see you out there.